With the recent Zapponegate scandal, the issue of cronyism is relevant in Irish politics again. But most people are just concerned about this case and how it follows the legacy of previous cronyism. Nobody is talking about the systemic changes that can be made to severely limit the amount of cronyism that happens in the future. Some of you may say that the way to make sure it doesn't happen again is to vote for parties other than Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, be it Sinn Féin or whatever opposition party you support. While that could be and probably is true to a certain extent, with the current system there is still the capacity for cronyism to happen in the exact same ways that they have happened under Fianna Fáil and or Fine Gael. There are two systemic areas which uphold this cronyism that people aren't talking about. One is tied directly to this current scandal, and one is a separate but ultimately larger problem. This separate but ultimately larger problem is that of the Seanad, which I believe we should abolish. In this video, I will talk about the one tied to the current scandal, and make a video in the near future about the separate but ultimately larger problem. The one that is tied directly to this current scandal is the party whip system. A whip is an official in a political party whose job it is to ensure that members of the party vote according to the party line. If a member votes against the party, they may be expelled or suspended from the party. The Taoiseach Micheál Martin came out last week and said that any Fianna Fáil TD that votes for the motion of no confidence brought forward by Sinn Féin against Simon Coveney would be suspended from the party for 6 months. This is inherently unfree and undemocratic, as it means that if a Fianna Fáil TD believes this is cronyism and an attempt to destroy the evidence of it, they will be a lot less likely to articulate their opinion and vote based on that rather than based on the party line laid down by Micheál Martin. Mark McSharry is the one Fianna Fáil TD that voted for the motion of no confidence brought against Simon Coveney. He resigned in the same letter that he announced he would vote for the motion. There are many Fianna Fáil TDs that voiced their discontent at the situation and clearly would have voted for the motion of no confidence if it weren't for the repercussions they would have faced. Sadly, we cannot rely on many Fianna Fáil TDs to be like McSharry and stand up to their own party only to be forced into the political wilderness. And just as a side comment, I find it pretty crazy that Fianna Fáil are defending the cronyism of their civil war enemies in Fine Gael. This is an example of the whip system upholding cronyism, but the system is not only bad in this sense. As I said more broadly, it is unfree and undemocratic. McSharry said in his letter of resignation that all Fianna Fáil party positioning and policy are being determined in a fashion consistent with an undemocratic totalitarian regime. Here, McSharry is talking specifically about Fianna Fáil, but as I said, there is still the capacity for it to happen in any party. Currently, people join political parties because they broadly agree on what the party stands for. If they disagree with the party on a certain issue, they should be allowed to act on that without fear of retribution. Rather than the party making the decision for them to be suspended or expelled, they should make the decision to leave or not themselves. Now, people will say that getting rid of the whip system will lead to much infighting and power struggles within parties, and in turn the splitting up of those parties. This is inevitably true, but I see this as a good thing. More parties in the Dáil means that more people and beliefs are represented. Every citizen 18 and over in Ireland can vote in a general election. While these votes are obviously crucial and lead to the parties that make up the government, the votes that truly matter are the ones that happen in the Dáil from the TDs. If the votes that happen in the Dáil are not a true representation of what the TDs actually believe, it definitely takes from the democracy of the political system as a whole. There is also a problem of people in general elections voting against their own beliefs and or interests. And the way to fix that is through more and better political awareness, and that topic is for another video. Getting rid of the whip system means that politicians vote based on what they actually believe, rather than that of the party line.